investigate the family that you are born into. Investigate the people that's in your family. Investigate the behaviors that's repeating itself within your family. The reason I say investigate is because the things that you're going through right now, maybe it's not the first time it happened, and maybe you're not the first person that went through it. So you have to investigate every particular family member within your family to see where that you need to make changes, to see where the imbalance came from. A lot of times we were born into a family not because we just choose to happen to, it's like a coincidence that we just born into this family. No, it's not a coincidence you are born into that family. It's not a coincidence your father is your father and your mother is your mother. There's no coincidences. There's a reason why you're born into that family. A lot of time, our past ancestors, our past family member, not all of them was of the light. Some of them, did things. Some of them made sacrifices. Some of them had different type of entities they was working with. So sometimes when a family member conjured up an entity or make some type of agreement with these type of entity, anyone that's born into that family is going to go through some type of cycle of, unbalance, karma. There's going to be an imbalance there regardless in your life. Your life is going to be very difficult because of that particular bloodline you were born into. See, the reason that you go through the things that you go through, you face the things that you face, it's not because someone is, particularly just sending you bad juju or doing witchcraft after you. Yes, some people can do it, but understand that a lot of times before you go and trying to find out who's doing it to you, you might think in your mind there's someone like that's outside of you that's doing this. Sometimes it's our own family. Sometimes the situation, the things that you're facing is coming from your family. It's coming from your bloodline. And that's why it's so important to heal and address every behavior, every habit, every situation within yourself and within your family, and kind of build like a distant relationship with you and them, because a lot of times not all of our family was born into the light. Not all of them was doing the things that was right. Some of our family members, and our ancestors was very dark. Some of them got involved in, dark stuff in the past, and they created this energy that keep the family stuck. And if you look at a certain particular family or family member, you see everyone is in a cycle. Everyone is experiencing the same type of thing. Everyone is going through the same type of thing over and over and over again. Well, that's because there is an ancestor or someone in that family that made a contract or an agreement with some type of dark entity. And now that dark entity feel like, it has to control everyone in their family. It has a say-so with everyone in that family. So the reason why some of your family sometimes come against you is because that particular entity is body jumping from different people and different people. And so when they come to you, they show you, okay, oh, that's that beautiful sister of yours or your aunt and stuff. But behind, there's a whole entity governing that person's body. There's someone in that family that's housing that type of entity. And every time you make one step forward, they're going to try to knock you down because they don't want to break the cycle. They don't want to break any type of cycle with that type of entity. They want to house it. They want to feed it. They want to give it more sacrifice. They want to do all types of things for it, not knowing that particular entity is the reason why that family can't grow. It's the reason why that family can't move on. It's the reason why that family is repeating a cycle over and over and over again, because that particular entity is being housed by someone, a family member in that particular family. So it is very important for you to really investigate, where did you get your habits from? Why do you act the way that you investigating the family, by you investigating the people in the family, and I mean everyone, sister, brother, mother, father, cousin, aunt, child, daughter, son, whatever, uncle, aunt, whoever, grandmother, grandfather, you need to go back and investigate every person in that family to see where did they go wrong, where did this behavior start to happen, because I'm pretty sure someone in the family know about this particular entity. And every family has a family secret, and no one want to address it. No one want to take it out because they feel like it's been in the family for so long, because it's been passed down from generation after generation. It don't want to leave. You know, it feels like it owns everyone in the family because it's been there for that long. So before you judge anyone on why you act the way you act, why certain things always seems to happen to you the worst in the family, why you feel attacked in the family, you might want to take a look in your family to see who is housing that entity, who is in control of that entity, who is, who has the say so with that entity, who is feeding that type of entity. It could be everybody in the family. It probably was you too at some point in time. But when you start to heal, you start to awaken yourself and you start to elevate, that's when that entity feels like, okay, they have to go to war with you now, because now you're trying to shift everything. And by you trying to shift everything, you potentially gonna wake up everybody else in the family. And the reason other people don't want to wake up in the family, it's because they've been so accustomed and they're so comfortable feeding that type of entity, being around that entity, they don't even want to let it go themselves. If you look at certain family member, they always have a sacrifice they have to do at a certain time, date, at a particular time in their family. There's a time, there's like, okay, well, we got to feed this entity. We got to give sacrifices. We got to do this. We got to do that. And not knowing that that's the reason why the entity been so comfortable in that particular bloodline, because there is someone that is in control of it. There is someone that's making sure the family has to keep this alive. Now, if you look in your family, you see nothing but destruction, it's time to walk away from that family. And it's time to really detach yourself with that particular entity. Now, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a battle. You're going to go to war. It's going to go to war with you because it wants to keep you bound to it. Let me tell you, I used to be the person that always wanted to be around my family. No, they never had any type of respect for me. They never really acknowledged me. I always felt like I have to be around them. I have to be next to them because that's what I was taught. You have to be around your family. No matter what they do to me, I always was the person to go back and trying to, accustom myself the way they think or do what they want me to do, because I will always feel like, okay, I don't have a family member. But let me tell you, if you know my story, I explained the whole situation with my grandmother. After I did the thing that my grandmother had told me to do, the next thing when she said for me to forgive them, and then she told me cut all ties with them. Don't go near them, cut all ties with them. And that's exactly what I did. Back then, I used to go months, weeks without my family, and it used to bother me. Now I go years without them and I feel great. Okay? I feel great. The best thing you can do for yourself is cut ties with your family and move forward, because you got to understand, when there is an entity in that family, not all of them is in their right mind. They're being controlled by, that particular entity. And there is someone that's controlling that entity. It could be like a old uncle, sitting somewhere, sending that entity to attack you and do certain things. If you're wondering why things is never working out for you, your life is falling apart, you always seem like you battling something, it could be witchcraft from outside people. But the number one place you need to really, really pay attention to is the family. It's the family. When I start investigating every person, when I tell you I investigate every person in my family, every single one, realize certain things, and I start to see where exactly this thing is coming from. Because like I said, there is no coincidence. There is a reason why you were born into that family. There's a reason why out of all your family members, you're the different one. You're the one that they always want to attack. You the one they always want to go after. You the one that never do anything right, because you're not trying to be in that place where you gotta be controlled by someone else. You always rebel against it. I'm the type of person, I rebel against everything in my family. They tell me something that I'm supposed to do. This is what you're so. If you cannot tell me why I'm doing it, 9 out of 10, I'm not. Always a reason why you go through the things that you're going through. Always. You just gotta learn and know how to investigate it thoroughly in your family. And instead of looking outside, look in your family. Look at the people in your family. It's always the people that's closest to you. They hold all the answers that you're looking for. You know, there's probably something within you that is here to actually remove that entity out of that family, to cleanse that bloodline. But then there's a family member or a bunch of them, they'll come together, put their heads together to make sure that you don't do that. You know, like I said, some of them are so comfortable with that type of entity that they don't want to leave it alone. They don't want to, like, for it not to go anyway. They want it to be here. That's why they feed it. They give sacrifice to it. They nurture it. They house it because they love it. You know, they've been programmed to think they're supposed to keep it. That's why healing is very important. I would not stop talking about it. I will not stress this enough. Healing is very, very important because the only way that particular entity can attach itself to you is if you yourself have unhealed wounds, family wounds, ancestral wounds within you that you need to confront, you need to heal. And when that entity cannot use family members to come against you, they will body jump into other people that come into your life. That's why you have to be very careful on the people that comes in and out of your life, because some of them, they can attach themselves to that particular entity themselves. If you were born into a family of narcissistic, 9 out of 10, you're going to attract narcissistic mates, narcissistic friends, narcissistic people. You know, that's what you're going to attract, because the bloodline, the covenant that you were born into, because your family is really, you're really initiated into that family. That's why you were born into it. You already initiated it. So therefore, subconsciously, your higher self know every particular people in that family. They know every particular energy in that family. We are so focused on family members, like cousin, brother, sister, mother, father, to the point so we unable to really see the energy these people house, the energy that they hold. So that's why it's important for you to remove the titles so you can look at the person as an energy, so you can see what type of energy that person hold. If you always have conflict with them, there's a reason why. You know, if when they come around you, you feel uncomfortable, there's a reason why. If when you are apart from them, you're more happy, things going good for you, there's a reason for everything. You're not feeling the way you're feeling out of the blue. It's not a coincidence. You know, it's like your body and your higher self is trying to give you a warning, you know, like keep your eye open on this person. Let me tell you, always go back. I tell everyone this when they come to me. I tell my client this all the time. Always go back, think back when you first started to experience the things that you're experiencing. Think back when you start experiencing it and think who was around you at that time. What were you going through at that time? You know, sometimes you do gotta go back and revisit the past to see where that issue is coming from. In my case, you know how long that family member had gave me that thing? That was so long ago. So if I didn't go back past, I would have never put 2 and 2 together to see this is where my problem started. So yes, sometimes it is important for us to go back and retrace our steps to see, okay, what happened that day? Why did I go through this? Why did I act like this? Why did I have this type of behavior? Why did I do the things that I do around that time? And this was the person that was around me when I was going through this. This is the person that I was beefing with when I was going. You gotta go back. You gotta go back. You gotta go back to see where it started. By you going back to see where it started, it will answer 1,000 more questions for you. And the things that you're going through right now, I guarantee you, it will stop. Because now you had removed the mask from your face and you removed the mask from everybody else's face. So you clearly, because, okay, listen to this, right? A lot of people tell you you have to do when you feel like your energy is being pulled in different direction, when you feel like someone is in your energy, you got to call your power back, take back your energy, call back your energy, you do a return to sender and all that stuff. All that stuff is good. But this is what you need to do first. When you're going through certain things, pay attention to the people and the energy that they carry. Pay attention to the people that's coming in when you are going through something in your life. Good or bad. Good or bad. Pay attention to the people that is constantly coming in your life when you're going through something, when you're transitioning to something, when you're facing certain things, when you're battling certain things. Pay attention to the people that's coming in. See, I don't know how everyone do their return to sender. I do mine's a little bit different. I do mine's very different. I believe in the power of the tongue. You know, so I know what to say and I know what not to say. I watch what I say. See, when you don't know where it's coming from, you don't want to assume. You don't want to assume. So I will always make sure, whoever it is, with the things I'm saying out my mouth, I will always put, please, universe, ancestors, make them contact me so I know it's them. Make them call me out the blue so I know it's them. And they always work. They won't know why they're contacting you. They're just going to have the urge to contact you. You got to understand, when they're painting an illusion, paint an illusion for them to see. You got to paint another illusion for them to see. You know, and another thing, you got to keep, if you know who it is that's doing that to you, you got to keep them close, but to keep a good eye on them. I'm the type of person, I have patience. I don't cut off people that I know that's secretly doing things after me. I know people for a fact that is doing things after me, and they always come in and out to see if it's working. And I will paint a beautiful illusion for them to make them think whatever they're doing is actually working. I know what to say to them. You have to identify the person that's doing it. You got to identify. Now, when you identify your person and you know it's for a fact this is the person that's doing it, this is when you are the most nicest, the most sweetest. That is someone that you never want to have any type of conflict with. I know, a few people that that does things towards me, and I always make sure, like, when I'm around them or when I talk to them, I always make sure, like, I have the highest respect for them. The saying they say is, keep your friends close but your enemies closest. I'm the type of person, I actually practice that. Because I know the agenda. The agenda is for you to be around me and to keep an eye on me. But you don't know that I'm also keeping an eye on you. You understand? It's important for you to create a double version, create a clone version of you. You gotta create that clone version, and you gotta train that clone version of you to act, react, and do the things that you will normally do when that person or that situation happened. You understand? Because for you to really remove yourself out of certain things, you gotta go behind the veil. You gotta actually get up and look behind the veil to see what's really going on. What's really happening here? Is it really a coincidence whenever you're going through something, that particular person always so happened to come by? Or they so happen to just enter your life? You really think that's a coincidence? I don't think so. There's no coincidences. Sometimes people enter your life to monitor, to make sure what they're doing, is it working? Because sometimes someone will do something after you, and when they feel like because they whenever someone do something after you, believe it or not, they're watching you. They might create fake accounts to watch you on social platform. They're gonna try to watch you, and when they want to actually look beyond what you show on the social platform, then they're gonna find a way to enter your life, or they're gonna send that entity after anyone that's around you to come in to kind of monitor what's really going on, because they still can't believe what they're doing, why is it not working? You understand? So I always you gotta learn how to set traps for people. Back then, I was the type of person that was very gullible. I was naive to the core, baby. I believe everything and everyone. I trust everything and everyone. When I tell you, I was the type of person that was so naive. I never put in my mind someone would hurt me or do anything, because I wouldn't do that to you. I know I have good intentions, so I assume everyone had good intentions with me. And not knowing they came to rob, steal, and kill. And you can always catch someone in a trap by conversation. You gotta allow them to think still there. Because that's what they know. That's what they feed off, the old you. The unhealed version of you. You gotta let them believe that it's still there. That's why it's important to create a clone of you and train that clone. It's it doesn't have to be someone physical. It could just be intentional. You gotta train your mind. When that particular person come around, this is how you act. When that particular person come around, this is how you act. So by you doing that, it's like you also creating an illusion for them. I'm the type of person that I never tell people everything about me. Never tell them. Back then, yeah, but now, if I tell you something 9 out of 10, there's a lie in there. When it comes to my personal life, there's a lie in there. Let's say I'm moving here. I'll tell you I'm moving there. I try to keep me to me. Not exposing everything about yourself. And when you stop doing that, you start to see how everyone think of you. If you allow them enough to do what they're doing, then you will know their intention towards you. Just pay attention to where they're leading you. Some of them just leading you to the slaughterhouse. By you being gullible and not paying attention, it's like you're a piece of cake to them. Until it's time, for you to kind of reveal yourself. You gotta allow them to think that they're winning, and they got the upper hand, because they're vibrating out of their ego. Their plan is to destroy you, and when you know their plan is to destroy you, you gotta allow them to think that it's going to happen, because whatever that's working with them already make them believe that it can be done. You just gotta go with the flow of things. You gotta investigate everyone in your life. Investigate the pattern. Investigate, when they come in your life, the time they come in your life, what's happening in your life when they come. I have a particular person that enters my life at a certain period of my life, and it never fails. It never fails. And I've been investigating this person for the longest. But I never let that person know that I'm investigating that person. And for some reason, whenever that person come around me, my mind jump into that version that he knows. But in the background, I'm still investigating that person. I'm still trying to figure out, why do you do what you come at this time, this period of my life? You know, it's so much, it happens so much to the point, like, I could be sitting here and something going in my life, and I'm like, this person is gonna call. And I will count down. 1, 2, 3, bingo. And it never fails. A text will come in, if not a text, or an email. So he will find a way to contact me. I said, okay, you know. And I go with the flow. I act normal. You know, because sometimes you just gotta let people do what they do. You just gotta let them do what they do, and you gotta allow them to. It's like you give them a rope to hang themselves. You know, that's because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna end up hanging themselves. You just gotta let it happen. You know, I believe in learning more about yourself, creating more about you. When you heal yourself, it's important to create another version of yourself. You know, you have to learn how to really spiritually protect yourself. You got to learn how to cloak yourself. You gotta create different characters of yourself, so when certain people come around you, you know how to react. You know, spirituality is something that the more you learn about this realm, the more you see that it's mandatory for you to always protect self, because there's always going to be that entity or that person that will do whatever it takes, you know, to stop you from growing or to stop you from elevating. There's always going to be that person. You're always going to battle something. So before you get on this journey, you got to be ready to learn more about yourself. A lot of things, you know, a lot of things that your intuition is telling you, it's not in a book. You know, it's not in a book. There's a lot of things that's not. Real knowledge and wisdom, it's in here and in here. It's not in a book. If it's in a book, 9 out of 10, it's probably not even gonna work. It's not gonna work. And don't ever make that mistake to think a book can actually give you all the knowledge and wisdom you want, because the real knowledge and wisdom is the one that you intuitively know. You don't know how you know, but you know. You know, you wake up today, you feel like your energy is not right, you feel like something is not right, and automatically your intuition is telling you to do this and do that and do this, and you sitting back and you just doing it intuitively, not knowing why you're doing it. See, those type of knowledge is not in the book. It's not going to be written in a book. There's things that you're born with. You know, there's hidden knowledge and wisdom that's inside of you. And every time you heal a different version, a different part of you, you unlock a different door of more knowledge, of more wisdom. You understand something more. You know, that's real knowledge to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can read a book, and I'm pretty sure the person that writes the book is never gonna put every single thing in the book, because self have to protect self. You know, when you could walk in a room and you intuitively connecting with someone. They see you, you see them, and they understand. That's the knowledge that you really want. These are the knowledge that is already embedded inside of you. It's already there inside of you. It just takes a little bit more healing, a little bit more of confronting certain energy and habits, and to unlock that particular door. Because every door you unlock is a different version of you, is being reborn. That's how I see it. The spiritual thing is beyond what we can understand, what we could comprehend. It's beyond what we see. It's very deep. It's the unknown. We don't really know what we're doing right now is what we're supposed to do, if it's working. We're just doing it. No one has the answer. No one has the answer. You got to be mindful on the people that you allow in your energy. When you do a return to sender, don't put a face in it. Don't put a name. Don't just assume it's someone. You always want to do your return to sender like you don't know what's going on. You don't know who's doing it, and you're just sending it back to whoever it is. And you got to pay attention to the people around you. What's going on with their life at the time that you're doing this. Because sometimes you could do a return to sender and your best friend life is falling apart. And the whole time that's the person that was sending you the evil eye. And you're doing a return to sender, not paying attention. Something is going on in your best friend's life, or something is going on in life. Pay attention to the people that surround you when you do your return to sender, when you cut ties, when you call your energy back. Anytime you do rituals like that, you gotta pay attention to everyone around you. You gotta pay attention to what's happening in their life. You gotta pay attention to the people that's coming in when you're doing those particular things. So you can see who's who, where things are coming from. Don't just do a return to sender and go about your day. No, you got to do your return to sender and pay attention. Who's coming in at this time? You just got to pay attention. You got to be very, very on top of things when it comes to you. When it comes to you with certain type of energy. Because I guarantee you, the universe is always, if you tell the universe, show me what I need to see, show me, who's doing this to me, show me who's sending me evil eyes, show me, they're going to show you. They're not going to come down and say, oh, it's this person. No, you just got to pay attention. They're going to show you. The universe will always show you who's doing what to you, where everything is coming from. It's hidden from you because you haven't used the power of the tongue. You haven't used the power of your mouth to, unblock your throat chakra and communicate clearly to the universe, like, what is it that you want to see? What do you want to know? But the minute you step into that power and you say, okay, this is what I want to know, this is what I see, you're gonna see it. You might not like it. You might not like it. You might not. It might be someone that you least expected. But it's gonna be the truth. And sometimes the truth is a hard pill to swallow. Some of us, we sleep with the enemy every day. We sleep with the enemy. And we don't even know that's our enemy. You'll be amazed what people have behind their mind for you, what plan they have for you. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. That's why it's always good to speak with your creator, God, whoever, ancestor, universe. Speak with your creator. Build a strong relationship. However you look at it, you won't be able to fight it on your own. You're not gonna be able to fight it on your own. You're not. Because you don't have all the tools and resources to fight this on your own. So I always encourage people, you know, to get close with their creator, their higher self, their ancestors, the ancestors that's of the light. You know, not the one that wants the family to stay the way it is, but your ancestors that actually want this to be wiped out of their bloodline, so the next generation doesn't have to go through this. You know, you got to build that relationship so you could fight this. I always say this, the best ritual is the one that you do with your hand, and the one that you speak with, you know, with your power, the tongue, the mouth. To kick an entity out of your life or out of your family, you got to speak to it. You got to command it to get out. You know, you don't know what type of contract the family you had with this type of entity. So you gotta call it and speak to it. Like, you gotta go and knock on its door and speak to it, you know, and grab your freedom from it and kick it out with everyone that's attached to it. Witchcraft come in different form and phases. It comes in different ways, you know, and the number one thing it attacks is this. When you start having thoughts that you normally wouldn't have, you start doing things that you normally wouldn't do, you start thinking about a person or a thing that you normally wouldn't think about, that's when you gotta speak to it. You gotta speak to it. Don't let it in. You gotta speak to it, like you gotta command it. You know, sometimes someone will send an entity after you. It's like you gotta grab that entity and speak to it and let it know that you have the authority, not them. So you gotta talk to them and send it back to its maker with a warning. With a warning. You know, because once you start seeing that, you know, people in your family have certain deities that they feed, you know, you got to find the root of that. Why are they doing that? What's the real reason they do that? You know? You got to investigate the family that you were born into. Because some of them have secret covenant in themselves. I don't look at family as family the way everyone look at family. I kind of look at family as like a coven. You know, that we all initiate in. You know, it's no secret why some of us have difficulty fitting in that family, have difficulty, you know, embracing everyone in that particular family, because some of them are not real family. Some of them could be karmic. Some of them is people that you actually, that's probably was your enemy in certain past lives. And now the role change. But your soul, your spirit, your higher self still remember the energy. They're just in different body. Your enemy in a past life could have been like a father, but in this lifetime, it's a mother, because the energy didn't change. The flesh did. The flesh changed. It's just in a different body, but it's the same spirit, it's the same entities, the same thing. It's just in a different flesh. That's why the first investigation you have to do is in that family. If you feel like you're different from your family, if you feel like you don't really connect with them, if you feel like there's something off about your family, then it's time for you to start investigating everyone in that family, who they really are. The roles can change, but the mission is still the same. When it comes to healing, it's one of those things that's very difficult. Every time you heal a part of you, you discover another layer of you. You start seeing things in different ways, you know, and that's the beautiful part about healing, because it's like you're awakening the real you. I will always encourage healing, because I know with healing comes with power, and the power is always in your hand. You didn't come to suffer. You didn't come to go through the things that you are going through. It's so unfortunate you are born into a family that hold and carry a lot of karmic energy, and you probably the person that has to wipe the slate clean. And sometimes the things that you are trying to change, you got to remember that the family is always gonna come against you, because they're already programmed to think they're supposed to keep this safe. So you gotta learn to detain them if needed. You could love them, but loving them at a distance it's okay. You don't have to feel ashamed, you know, to love them at a distance. I'm the type of person that could walk by my own family and in the street or somewhere at a grocery store, and I'll act like I don't even know who that is. It's sad, but it's something that you have to learn to do, because if you wanna stand your ground, you know, even if you stand alone, you know, even if you stand alone, even you don't have no one behind you in that family to support you, to you know, to encourage you, to help you, you gotta stand your ground. Because where you going, they can't go with you. You can't take them with you. You can't save people that don't want to be saved, that don't want to see the truth. You gotta learn to leave them behind and continue your path. That goes for friends, family, lover, anyone. This season, it's mandatory that you really pay attention to you and put you first. You know, you've been putting a lot of people before you. You've been doing what people want you to do. So now it's time for you to kick that mindset to the side and really live for you, really do what you want to do. Take control of your own life. They'll be all right. They'll catch up if it's meant to be. You know, this season is not a season for you to play around. It's a season you put your foot down. It's a season that you really follow your heart. It's a season that you really speak your mind. It's a season that you really learn how to really cut people, behavior, and habits off. Like, for real. It's a season that you practice strong boundaries with people. You don't let things slide the way you used to. You just basically control your own life, because you've been held back for so long. Now it's like it's time for you to really step in. It's time for you to really step in. You know? It's time for you to step in. Learn how to really let go. Really let go. That goes for me too. You know, my biggest issue was holding on to people and things that I know that I've gotten the signs over and over and over to really let this go. And I'm practicing this now in this season, because if you want to like really exit out of this, you got to learn to leave people behind. Leave them where they're at. In the beginning of my awakening, I used to try to wake up everybody. I stopped. I leave everybody where they're at. It's not my job. It's not my job. You know? And it's not your job to save anyone. So thank you guys for watching. And I hope this video teach you something, or I hope you learned something from everything that I said, everything that I shared. And I hope we'll get to see each other at the other side. So until next time. Peace.